Hi Smileys, come in the kitchen with me. Today we're going to make Asian style chicken. You will need half of an onion, rough chopped, 2 zucchini and 1 squash chopped, extra virgin olive oil, the juice of 2 small lemons or 1 large lemon, black pepper, soy sauce, seasoning salt, and 2 chicken breasts, rough chopped as well. Go ahead and coat your pan with your extra virgin olive oil. You'll want this pan to get hot. We'll add our chicken breasts, and while it's getting hot, I will go ahead and season my meat. With this dish, you can also bring to boil a cup of brown rice, white rice, or you can get the steamed fresh rice dishes. They didn't have any brown or just white or Asian, so I got this time for the time being. But this dish goes really well with white rice. But for those of us who like the better grain rice, then get brown rice, wild rice, or you can even use quinoa in this dish. When the pan gets hot, you can go ahead and add your onion first. I've tested it, the pan's hot, so I'm going to add my onion. Now this onion came from my grandmother's garden, so I already know this dish is going to be good. So saute that onion for about a minute, and then we'll add our chicken. Now as you saw, I lightly seasoned the meat because the soy sauce and the lemon juice is really going to give it the flavor it needs. It doesn't really need the seasoning salt or regular salt. You can use regular salt. But some people out of habit just add it. I usually let my seasoning sit on it for a while so it can get off in there. But if anything, I would have just seasoned this with black pepper myself. But I'm feeding other people, so I put some seasoning salt on there. And of course mine was low sodium. You can also use low sodium soy sauce, regular soy sauce. You can use organic soy sauce, tamari, or as I showed you in my other dishes, the Bragg's liquid aminos that has 5 milligrams of sodium. It tastes just like soy sauce. You can use that as well. Now I'm going to use a half a cup of soy sauce to the juice of 1 large lemon or 2 small lemons. With the liquid aminos, you'll want to do about 1/4 of a cup because it's very, very strong. And you all know that I really measure with my palate. So the more stuff that you add to this dish, the more liquid you can do. You could take the soy sauce and the lemon juice and go ahead and mix it and taste it so you'll know what it's supposed to taste like. And then the more stuff you add, you can increase the amount of your liquid. But this should cover everything that I'm going to add today. Today I'm going to add zucchini and onions and squash. But you can add mushrooms, you can add bell peppers, you can add carrots, you can add broccoli. You can really be creative with this dish and serve it over rice or just have it the meat and the vegetables, and it's very good. So now I'm going to add the meat. And as I said, you only want to saute that onion for about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute. You don't want it to burn. It's going to continue to cook with the chicken, but I wanted a little crunch on it, so that's why I put it in first. And we'll probably let this saute for about 10 minutes. It really doesn't take long at all. And you just want your meat to get brown. No pink with poultry. Now this weekend I had the opportunity to do a cooking demonstration with this dish at my annual family reunion. And sorry I didn't video it. I was just having so much fun enjoying the moment that I didn't think to pull out my camera and video the demonstration. But anyways, I thought I'd come over here and add it to the channel for those who didn't get the recipe and for those who weren't there. But I was asked while I was there, do I need to get the breast tenderloins or just the chicken breast? You all know I love to save money, so get the breast and chop it yourself. Make sure you have a sharp knife. Chop it up. It saves money. But if you're in a hurry, go ahead and get the tenderloins and chop from there. I was also asked at the demonstration, how did it taste, or how did you get the meat so tender? Well, the broth that we'll use really makes the chicken juicy and tender, but also another tip / trick is that when you chop your meat, make sure that they're sort of even in size, and then that way you won't have some pieces that are thicker and then some pieces that are thinner. Those thinner ones will cook quicker and they'll be dry, while the other ones won't be done. So if they're similar in size, they'll all cook around the same time and they'll be done at the same time. And as you can see, it hasn't even been 10 minutes. This meat is already done. So just keep watching, test it, cut a piece, and make sure there's no pink in the middle. I'll give it another couple of minutes. And then I'll add, right now I'll start adding my soy sauce, and I'll juice my lemon. Here is a half a cup of soy sauce, and now I will add my lemon to that. Roll your lemon first so that the juices can start coming and being ready. And y'all know this is my favorite part, using the juicer. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Maybe not my left hand, but there we go. Now if you don't have a juicer, squeeze the lemon. Hold your hand like this, leave just a little bit of room. You want to catch those seeds because you don't want the seeds going into your pot. It will burn and it won't taste good. So now that this is cooked, it's all cooked through. Turn this down. I had it on medium-high heat. I'm going to turn it down to low. And I'm going to slowly pour in this juice. And you want to taste it because some lemons don't yield as much juice as others. But you should taste that lemon juice in that soy sauce. If you don't, add more juice. Cut another lemon. And a tip to picking lemons is feel the weight of the lemon. The heavier ones are going to have more juice. And it should sort of be, not be soft, but it shouldn't be hard. And you shouldn't see large pores on the lemon. It should be fairly smooth. So I'm going to let this simmer for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to add my zucchini. We'll go ahead and cover that. We'll let this simmer for about 2 minutes. After it simmers, I'm going to turn it back up to 3 or 4. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to wait till it starts a slow boil, and I'm going to add my zucchini and squash. The reason I turned it down is because I don't want that broth to cook out. I want it to carry it all the way over to my rice. But then turning it down so low, your zucchini and squash won't cook as fast. So let it simmer. Turn the heat back up between 3 or 4. Don't let it get all the way to medium, just medium-low. Bring it to a slow boil. We're going to add the zucchini and squash. We're going to blanch it in the broth. And we don't want it too soft. We want it to be al dente. It's going to be so good. And of course, I said half of an onion earlier. You could do the whole onion. You can add as much or as little vegetables as you want to this dish. Mushrooms, bell pepper of any color, broccoli, cauliflower, squash, zucchini, onions, carrots. Those all, even green beans, fresh green beans, work well with this dish. Now that it's up to a slow boil, I'm going to add my squash and zucchini just directly to the pan. I have stirred in the vegetables. I've really coated the vegetables with that broth. I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to let it simmer some more for about 5 to 6 minutes. And I'm also heating up the rice, the quick rice, in the microwave. I've told y'all how to make brown rice and regular rice, so check out one of my other videos. I'll link it below to know how to make rice. But in the end, just follow the package instructions. That's what I do. It's in there boiling. The rice is done, so I'm gonna go ahead and plate it. So this is my rice, and like I said earlier, this rice had broccoli and carrots already in it. I did a couple of more stirs. When your spoon or your spatula can slice through that zucchini smoothly, then it's done. Now I like my zucchini al dente. I'm going to cook it a little bit longer for my son so that he can eat it. But after about 6-7 minutes, your dish is pretty much ready to serve, unless you want your vegetables softer. And also you can tell that it's done. Let me get you a piece. You see how translucent that piece of squash is? So it's done. It's ready. So I'm going to start plating after a few of my pieces get cooked a little longer. I want my son to be able to enjoy this as well. I wish I could send the smells. It smells so good. Now I am ready to plate. And make sure when you're plating your dish that you get some of that broth, because you want the rice to soak it up. Now I wouldn't recommend making it soupy. Just get enough broth where it flavors the rice as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. Rate it a thumbs up. That dish was phenomenal. It tasted so well. I hope you enjoy as well. Subscribe to this channel, and I will see you smileys next time. Bye!